Camera lights on.
Shh.
She's got to shine.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
God.
Sorry.
Gross. I can't believe he back on that phone. Hello? Oh, okay. I was going to say, welcome to the show. It's Talk Lately. How y'all doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm trying to make it. I'm gonna make it. I will make it.
Blessed and highly favored.
Yes,
It's
you will.
Big Exposed
Amen.
Radio. And you are listening to the Talk Lately show on what is today? Tuesday, June the 23rd. We're gonna do this show in a different little format today. Because not because I didn't have time to do my show, get my show together and all that kind of stuff. Just that I wanted to have a conversation today. Let's just talk about some things.
Okay.
First things first. So Lindsay sent me this video. I wasn't actually going to talk about it, but as I got to the end of that video, did you end up watching the whole video, watching the whole Breakfast Club this morning?
I didn't have time to do that.
Okay. So on the Breakfast Club, they had candidate for John Lewis. I don't know how she thinks she's going to win that. Or for John Lewis's seat in Congress, Angela Stanton King, Republican. Another coon. She was on there talking about a plethora of different things, talking about, how she supports Trump and all this other kind of stuff. Another Crystal. Crystal Karen Crystal. Yeah. And one of the things she was talking about, and that's why I said I wanted to talk about this, because it deserves a discussion. And this probably isn't the format for it, but for a bigger discussion, but it's the format for a bigger discussion later on. And so she gave this example, and she was like telling a story, like if your 5-year-old came to you and told you that they was reading something, it doesn't matter what, but in it said, it was something about Ellen DeGeneres. That Ellen DeGeneres is a philanthropist and a lesbian. And at 5 years old, your child asked you about the LGBTY, the alphabet community, and how would you explain being gay or a lesbian or all of that to a 5-year-old?
Just say what it is. There's no words you can create. Just say the definition of it.
Well, because her point is that how can you explain being gay, lesbian, or whatever without talking about sexuality, about sex?
Easy. She is a woman who likes other women. You don't have to talk about her sexual preference.
Okay.
That's two separate things.
It was interesting, and I liked how you just said that, because it was interesting when I was thinking about it. I was like, there are many ways to explain gay, lesbian, well, because one of her stances is that she doesn't basically, I guess I want to say she doesn't believe in trans sexuality.
She don't believe in it.
Yes, she doesn't like it. She doesn't want it to be influenced on any children. All of that. But I was like, I thought that deserved a conversation. Like, how would you explain if your 5-year-old can't? Because she was one of the things. It was about the identity. Like, she don't believe children should be able to say they feel like this or they feel like that at a child's age. And I was like, wait a minute, that's an interesting statement to make. Seeing as though you feel that way, like you can't deny somebody having feelings.
How is probably doesn't have children. She can't have.
No, she got 5 kids. And she's been in jail, so she knows all about being a lesbian. Hello.
She drank the purple Kool-Aid. That's what happened, because she got pardoned from jail.
Now, this is the person that went to jail over Phaedra Parks. She's now running for Congress. With the
So that means she got her heart broken by a lesbian.
Probably
and now
Phaedra.
she's totally against them.
More than likely, it was
all
Phaedra.
in general.
More than likely, it was Phaedra.
I think it was Phaedra. Phaedra looks like a Strictly to me. Like, she looks like.
That's what they all look like.
I'm gonna say
They
all
try
start
it
out
when you
that
try
way.
to that you look like when you try too hard to be feminine.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
all
think
start out
Phaedra.
that way.
She
That's
looked
why
like
she always
she
talk about
should
that
be like
Southern
Phaedra.
Belle stuff. I'm a Southern Belle. But I
Yeah,
want to.
she did, and she
She
irked my
tries
soul
so
with that.
hard. Okay, are you? What's your point?
She irked my soul with that. Oh my god, yes she did.
So
Most women
that was
from
my point. So I want to
Georgia
go
are
to
like,
Naya too. Ask you, how would you explain to your child about sexuality, basically? About being gay, not sexuality, because like she said in the video that
Mhm.
there is no explanation for being hetero.
Okay,
because
well,
they don't
I
need an
can
explanation. Like,
I can already really say that the schools really kind of start that because they got to kind of get that from their friends and stuff like that. But as far as me having a conversation with them, I mean, I would kind of like, I guess I would have to break it down to the way they can understand, depending on the age. Like, I have an 8 and a 14-year-old. So
Mhm.
I would kind of break it down with the different age levels. So my 14-year-old will understand and know more, so I can kind of get more details with it. But with the baby, I would kind of like overall generalize to where he would understand.
Lindsay.
I would tell her to explain it the same way she explained convicts
I
to
mean,
her
but I
children.
think it's simple. All you don't have to get into sexuality. All you have to really
No.
say is it's
Well, they
when
understand.
a
Children
male, if you're explaining gay, it's
Children,
when a male
children
loves another male.
understand. Children play with dolls, and they understand that dolls. You have the daddy doll and the mommy doll. They understand. Children are smarter than what we think. I would
Hmm.
just explain to them that this. First of all, let's get to the point. She is a philanthropist, and I would tell her about Ellen being a very special person, who does work in the community, and I would tell her she is authentically herself. She is a woman who likes other girls. Like
And that's it.
mommy
But that's
likes
it right
daddy,
there. That's
she
where it
likes
stops. That's
daddy,
all you have to
and I
do is
don't
say
have
that.
to
She's
get
a woman that loves
explicit.
other women. She's a woman that
Yeah,
loves another woman.
yeah, yeah. I don't have to be explicit or anything like
And
that with
take the
child.
labeling
Right,
out of it. You don't have to say hetero and homo and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly,
That's not
right.
exactly.
necessary.
Because how would you
I
explain
don't
James
know.
Baldwin to somebody? One of the greatest civil rights pioneers, and he was gay.
Mm.
Or
The same way I
Caitlyn
would
Jenner.
explain. Yeah, exact. Well, yeah,
Well, because one
yeah.
of the things that she, that's what I said. One of the things that she was really talking about is coming to terms with children saying that they don't feel like they're in the right body. But that's a
Yeah,
psychosis. That's not for you to. That's not for you
that's
to
what
do to
Jazz.
Right.
handle. That's for
That's
maybe if you want to
a
get somebody's
psychiatrist.
right.
Yeah.
That's what Jazz Jennings did. I am Jazz. She kept telling her parents that she felt like she was in the wrong body. She
Hmm.
felt like she was a girl trapped in a boy body. So eventually they let her transition when she was 5. They let her transition into a female. So
Hmm.
then I think she's 18 or
Completely
20,
like
something like that.
the surgeries
She
and
now
all.
she yep, she had the surgery and everything, so she's completely a woman.
At 5 years old.
That's kind
No,
of
no, no. She didn't get the surgery until the bottom surgery until now. I think she's either 18 or 20. I think she's 18, and she
You
just
can't
got the
have
bottom
any
surgery.
surgery until
oh, but
you're
she
at
waited
least
till
18.
she was of age, grown, basically.
Mm-hmm. And
See
she had
that?
the
Yeah, I don't
surgery
have
after.
I see no issues with that. I do believe that a child should grow into that
Yeah,
by being
yeah.
That's what
educated by
Janet Mock did.
everything that's
Janet Mock
involved.
got the surgery done early.
Oh, okay. Way to
There's
bring.
a bird. Don't you bird?
I did, but I did it before I hit live.
Well, I'm real.
Okay, you call that real?
Yes. That's what
This
real
is
people
real.
do.
I'm dead. But I mean, but I guess I don't know, because then you look at Bruce Jenner, who started out as a man for 50 years and then
But
decided
was
he wanted to
hiding.
transition into the woman.
The difference though is that he was hiding. Now,
And that's what
He
happens
was,
when
he
people
was.
tell you who you should be and what
hmm
you can't feel. He was told that as a child and he believed it, and it took him 60 years to become who he
because
really
my
was.
problem with her whole entire framing of this whole entire thing was that why are you still trying to oppress? You were still trying to oppress. Now you want this person to hide their feelings to suit your being.
I don't know
Exactly.
why y'all taking her so seriously.
I'm not
Though.
taking her.
Like,
No, this is the discussion. I'm not taking her seriously because I can get. I
I'm
already
just
told.
saying in
I told
general.
Lindsay exactly what I felt when she sent me the video and I first started watching it. I was like, oh, so did you want to really talk about this? I didn't want to talk about her whole entire thing because she was only for the whole hour. So that's why we're only talking about a small portion of this, which was her fixation because she actually has a gay son. So it's like, okay, so you want
So
to
imagine how
support
she
part of
treated
his
her.
community, but you don't want to support all of it because you have a problem with trans people. Again, like I said last week and the week before, I think I said this every week for the past 3 months. You don't have to support them. You just need to mind your goddamn business.
Right. Stop speaking
Right.
on
Don't
things
be
that you don't know
negative.
nothing about.
She don't
Exactly.
want
If you don't
you.
have nothing nice to say, don't say
He or
nothing.
she that has transitions does not want you. You
But
will know
she
about it
probably got
when
her,
they want you.
but she may have got her heart broken by a trans man,
In
and we don't
prison,
know. Like,
because she's also the one that got
You
pardoned
said
by
in
Trump.
prison.
So this is why she's like, now she's such a fan of his because he pardoned you, bitch. Of course you're a fan. He let you out of prison.
I was gonna say, did you say in prison?
Yeah, she was in prison. She was
what?
one of the people that got pardoned along with the crime bill.
Oh.
So that's why it's like
She's
you
a
are on this. So
she's
now
a
you
con man.
full gung ho went Republican because he got you out of prison. Not to mention that the
Yeah, that
bill was
probably was
written by a
that
bunch of
probably was the
Democrats, though.
agreement. That probably was
She
the
probably ain't
agreement.
never
Because he
voted a day
takes
in her
it,
life.
it infuriates me that he takes so much credit for that crime bill that was written by a bunch of Democrats, and they got your punk ass to sign it. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like leading with that, like, he did this for the black community. No, they tricked you into doing this, bitch, because it was good for us that you did it.
But
Right.
but it had already been done. Obama had already started pardoning a lot of criminals.
Right, but he was
They
doing it
weren't
by
violent
executive order
criminals.
and using his pardon power. This is now a
Right.
law that these group of including Kim Kardashian and all of them got together and tricked him into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
Because it would have
already
looked bad if he would have been like,
written out.
no, I'm not doing it.
Right.
So you was tricked, you was duped, and then you got duped into becoming a Republican. She almost got called several names.
Speak your mind
No, I don't like to be disrespectful all the time.
all the
I was
time.
gonna say, when it comes down to Karen, you're disrespectful.
Oh, she's coming. That bitch is coming. See, I have videos and everything, but I'd rather just have the discussions. These discussions
Nah, I want to see the videos.
Not for her. I don't have no videos of her. Please, not on these airwaves.
It's plenty of them.
I was just very disappointed. Like I said, I sent Lindsay a message like, "Oh, you want to talk about her?" Because I've already thrown her
And
out.
I said, what I say? I said,
She was
no.
not really something like that. You said.
I said no. I just seen her in
I
the
was like, 'cause
cool video. That's what I said.
I've
And I
already.
recognized it from the video that was sent to me by somebody.
I'm I was just disgusted enough when she was just like, "I'm a Republican." Like, oh. Because she's the one. Oh, by the way, if y'all didn't know, Karen is that one in that Coon music video. The one that was filming the people in the background. That's her.
Okay.
That's Angela. I called her Karen. Well, same
You
difference.
did call her Karen, though. You were so serious with it.
I was serious.
Karen was in that video.
Angela is the one that was in that video of filming the other black folk, the other Coon.
Got you.
I do. And you know what? If y'all come across any Republicans, because Crystal apparently does not want to come back on my show to talk about this stuff about her. Crystal used to be a host here, and she voted for Trump.
She might want to do it now because all the stimulus.
I tagged her in the post, and she completely ignored me.
Oh,
Who's my Crystal? Crystal who?
Crystal Renee.
Crystal Renee.
And she does. I need her. I want to talk to another Republican. It cannot be Candace Owens. That's all I give you. If it cannot be. I will send
Bring
somebody.
her on the show. Bring Candace on the show.
Oh, I cannot do it. No, because that would be a screaming match. I would be screaming at her like, "You disrespectful junkie looking." It would be all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, she pissed me off too.
I cannot deal with her because something is wrong in that brain. Yeah. It's something chemically wrong.
I was asked by a white friend who did not know, who was not educated on what the black people's issue was with her. And I said, research her for yourself. I said, she is a disgrace to the Black community. Just look her up for yourself.
I don't even put Omarosa in her category. Like I can't. I would tear the black card in half and still give Omarosa a piece of it. Like, but she gets nothing.
Omarosa, I really don't.
I would not give her none of it. not Nancy. If the boat was leaving to go back to Africa, I would push her overboard.
You wouldn't even give a spit to quench her thirst.
Spit? She could catch one of these tears because I'm sad that you're swimming along the side of this boat.
Money.
I can't.
Say you give her something else.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted because it's
that
just
has been an exhausting day.
Every time I speak about her, I get exhausted because it's like my mind just starts racing at the things I would say to her in person. I just get exhausted. Ugh. Look, I don't even know how to segue to the next story. I just want to move on. I just want to freaking move on. Let's just go.
My cousin said, I'm weak, you disrespectful junkie.
So yesterday I found out that now she has her own like Facebook show, the Candace Owens show. And I was like, and I sat and like tried to watch it. Like,
you really tried to watch that?
I did. I really tried. I try to give a little some stuff a little bit of perspective and try to like sit and watch it. And I got like 5 minutes in and I was like, oh no, die, bitch, die. And I was like,
what was she talking about, Monty?
No, she went through like she was like going through a whole and it wasn't like a live show where you could comment and she would reply to you and stuff like that. It was an actual show. It was like probably recorded because the camera views just kept going to the side of her face, to the front of her face, to the side of her face, to the front of her face. And she just rambled on George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks is a crook. She just went on and on and on.
You talking about George Floyd?
She talked about George Floyd again. She was talking about Rayshard Brooks. And she just kept going on and on, just pulling people out the hat.
Well, what she got to say about the night walk in the park?
Who?
The night walk in the park.
Who is the night walker? Because I know you are stuck on this man dressing as this woman, giving that man oral service.
Because I'm baffled, yo.
Not let that man with that beard go.
He's got a habit.
I'm baffled. How?
He is in the park right now. It's getting dark too.
He's getting off work on his way to the park. This is probably part 98.
All right, so come on. I gotta move past her. Don't look at my job, my old job. I love them, but no. The next thing, I have a question for have y'all canceled any celebrities? Because that's what we are in now, cancel culture. Have you canceled any celebrities yet?
How do you cancel somebody who don't even know you breathing?
Nate, wait. That's my point exactly. Like I watched this whole entire video and it was funny. It's funny as hell. I'm gonna put it in the group after the show. It's funny as hell, and the video is called. Oh, I think I closed it. It's something canceled. These celebrities are canceled or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was talking about Jess Hilarious.
Oh.
Shekinah, T.I., Killer Mike, Shekinah from VH1.
I like Shekinah.
Killer Mike, T.I.
And T.I. I like
a whole bunch of Instagram people. And B. Simone. She's been canceled.
I like her.
She's been canceled.
She's not.
Because I didn't cancel her. I don't know her like that.
Oh, we're gonna have I love her. Go ahead.
I don't believe you can cancel her, but she's definitely about to be bankrupt because she got some lawsuits coming. So get
B. Simone?
As much her makeup as you can now. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about her no more.
Why? What happened with B. Simone?
Because the team that she hired to write her book was taking passages from different books, and she didn't know about it.
And she didn't get permission.
She didn't get permission. She didn't know about it. And then they was publishing the book using the majority of her passages from her journal, which that's what she gave permission to. But the other stuff that they was stealing and putting in her book, she didn't know.
She ain't have enough.
Self-published.
So she didn't read her book?
I don't think
read it,
she
but she
really
probably read it and was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds cute. Go with that
like
girl."
because she's seen majority of her passages in there that she gave them like
Oh,
was
so she's not
fictional
going to get
books.
sued. The publishing company is.
So that's what I think. That's
So
what
she's
they're
gonna
trying
get
to
sued.
do.
She's gonna get sued because it's her book. Why would you let
No, but if
somebody
you're
write a
represented by a
book
publishing company,
today?
they can
But
sue the
she
publishers because
trusted
the
them.
publishers
She
have the right
trusted
of
them, and they
editorial.
she
Yeah, but
trusted them, and they screwed her.
a publishing company didn't write it. She hired a ghost writer who was supposed to be a writer's assistant to be able to write this book for her.
But
And all she
a
did was
publishing
consist.
company is responsible for getting clearances, so
Yes,
they would be responsible for the
No,
editorial.
no,
Yes,
no,
they would be.
never.
but she said
That's a
she would take
self-published book,
responsibility for it, but she didn't have nothing to
right?
really do with it. But she said, "I'll stand up and take responsibility because I hired these people
Right, because
and I trusted these people."
Right,
she
but who
didn't get no,
published
she
it
didn't get a
though?
book
That's what I'm
deal.
saying.
This is a self-published book,
Oh, then that's different. That's what I was
right?
asking. Who published
She
it? I
didn't
don't know
get no
anything about the
Oh, I
story.
don't
I'm
know
just
about who
listening.
did that,
Yeah, she
I thought
but
didn't
she had
get
a
she.
no
publisher.
publishing
If she ain't
deal.
no publisher, yeah, then she's going to be
Right.
held
It's
responsible
a
for it.
publishing company, but anybody can send their book in and have them put it into
I
a book.
still want the book.
Go ahead. You're going to be right
Well,
along
it's
with the right
probably out
and
there.
She
You
took
accounts.
it.
probably
She
can
took it.
buy
No,
this.
she took it off. She took
Oh,
it off her website. She was like, she does not stand behind what
Mm.
happened. But she'll take responsibility for it because she didn't know. But I
You gonna
still
give
buy
them
the book.
refunds?
Mm.
mm.
I don't know. That's a good
Well,
question.
that's
But
what
she said she
happens. I
can't
mean,
talk
but
about it.
you got the celebrity now. Why wouldn't you use a publisher? That is kind of your fault. Like,
But you
why would
still
you
have
do
to be
that?
accepted.
But
You have to be offered a publishing deal. You can't just.
That's what I'm saying. But she has the celebrity. She has the celebrity now. And why didn't you shop
but
your
this
book?
book was
Because you
in the
would have
works
found
before
out.
this book was in the works before she got as big as she was. So this book
But
didn't really
still, you
start
shop your
jumping
book.
until
You still got
recently.
to shop your
You
book so
only
you
been
can figure out
around
Yeah.
for
because
6
you would have
months.
found out the legalities in shopping your book because everybody would have asked you, well, do you got
Yeah.
clearances
I
for
really
this? Well, you
like
got
her.
clearances for this? Do you got clearances for this? Because they're not going to accept your
Yeah.
book just handwritten, basically.
I really like her.
I like her too. I'm not knocking her. She was cute.
Oh,
She's
good.
cute.
Air 5.
I like her voice. She's funny. Her voice is funny.
I said Air 5.
No. Let's not do that. So, but this video was funny. It's going through everything. It basically,
Woo.
since this race stuff started, since George Floyd, all of the people that have said things that actually contradict their past, like Killer Mike, he said a lot of stuff, and then he got up there with the mayor of Atlanta and said all that stuff when he used to preach, burn that shit down. And now he's preaching, peace and calm, and don't burn down your own community.
Because he want to get all them perks.
I thought that he had started. I watched a Netflix series on him. He started his own the New Nation or something like that. He disassociated himself from America completely and had people pledge an oath to his camp for what he was doing. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
BS. You disassociate yourself, but you still paying taxes. You still living in America, benefiting from America, but you disassociate yourself. Like, that's dumb. Just leave. Go to Canada. Go to Africa.
But don't all of that eventually catch up to you?
Yeah, but I don't. That's why a lot of them that come out and be so self-righteous, and I'm listening to T.I. and Puff Daddy telling people like hold back your vote. They can afford to tell people to hold back their votes because regardless of who's in office, they're gonna be rich. You know, even when it's Republicans, they're gonna get more of their money back. When it's Democrats, they're gonna get a little less of their money back, but they're gonna be rich regardless. So the no matter who's gonna be in office or what the issue is, they comfortable right now. They sitting at home on their Zoom telling y'all to do X, Y, Z while they got a butler and a manicurist and a person doing their hair and makeup like waiting for them. Like, no. Mm-mm.
Who was your butler?
Me, of course. All right. Other question. Other thing I wanted to mention. So they got this new phrase going around: racism is small dick energy.
Ooh,
Never heard that.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah,
so
it's
many
hot
better
on.
women out there.
It's
Y'all
hot
know
on
better.
Facebook today. Do you agree?
Ooh,
What is it?
Racism is small dick energy.
Racism. Okay, so who said that? Okay. So they're saying the men who have or the white men are racist that got the small dick. Who has the small dick?
I'm trying to figure out the concept of it. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I
like
guess
so
it's
most of the
saying
time when you
anybody
see
that's
somebody that you
racist.
point out as racist or like has a Confederate
Yeah,
flag, they use a fat
yeah,
sloppy
that's
white
what I'm
man,
thinking. Yeah.
and
I would say misogyny is small dick energy. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say racism. Um, but that's just my personal opinion.
well, if you're racist, I think that's I think that is small dick energy too,
What's that
though.
to do with your dick size, though?
No, it's small dick energy. You know, I guess it's that
It's like a
potential for
figure of
you.
speech.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a figure of
I
speech, but
understand.
it's that energy that you overcompensate.
Oh yeah,
You
Gotcha. Gotcha.
overcompensate for your racism is overcompensated by your stature,
Right.
basically.
Right.
By his girth. Mhm.
Girth, because it's fat
I'm
and
trying to
short.
be.
I can't. I'm about to leave.
I'm trying to be nice.
I need somebody to grab all of my things and put them in the back of my bag.
That's not going to happen because you're not
Put
leaving us.
Mom on the damn phone. Put Nemers on the damn phone.
They upstairs doing whatever. Um, yeah, I think it's about that stature, that how you present yourself in your racism.
Hmm. Hmm.
And a lot of them, they use that stature to cover up
Little secret.
their lacking, their lack of. I just heard this the other day that a lot of racism stems because performance wise, black men have bigger. It was like a picture. It was a picture of a whole bunch of black men in a line that was African black men, in their African garb from back in the day. And their penises was like hanging down to their knees. And then they had a whole line of white guys in the same kind of formation with overflowing bellies and short, stubby penises.
Oh, Jesus.
I meant to share that into the group. I can't believe I did not.
Where's the picture of that Africans? I want to see the Africans. I want to see that. It'll be the Africans.
But it was like that, but I guess in the picture, it basically describes that they felt superior to the big dick guys.
There is a because I've dated interracially before.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely is a stigma, I will say, amongst penis size with men who are not black. There's a stigma with that.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact. There's an insecurity there with it.
It definitely is. There's always been that stigma and insecurity with that.
Yeah, they probably got over that country and seen them African men naked and was like, "What the hell?"
I don't know why Gone with the Wind popped in my head just now. Like Gone with the Wind, I think was probably like or Roots, prime example of those white women sneaking down to the slave quarters to have sex with them.
Oh yeah, well they don't talk about that, but that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's going on. Definitely.
Because they knew the pleasure center was down in the big dick energy in the slave quarters. Oh, Naya, every week.
I'm sorry.
We can't have a show without your camera flipping around.
I had to get my angle right. Don't judge me.
You getting her excited talking about big dicks and shit.
Oh,
no.
gosh. Oh my god.
That's Lindsay. I just had to turn myself. No.
Everything went wrong. Everything what you say is just going wrong.
Oh my god. My angle wasn't right.
So let's talk about coronavirus real quick and that's it. And I'm moving on.
Okay.
California set a new record today. 5,000 cases.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It is. I just think people are. I can't even say stupid, but just selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of these people who are at cookouts together and out, they never even liked each other before. Never even made time for each other. But because we had to sit in the house, people just had to be out somewhere. And I get it. But when you risking your life and potentially the lives, because most of us are asystematic, so we're giving it to somebody else, and
Mhm.
it's just a level of selfishness, like, and
But you know what
stupidity.
I don't really understand, and I'm fearful of it all. I understand we're worried about this economy
Mhm.
and everything. And I'm not worried about it actually, but I understand that they're worried about the economy and. But do you know how many? Can you quantify how all these lives that have been lost, over 120,000 today, and the
And that's
money
just in
and
this
the
country.
money and the money that was associated with them, their salaries, what they would have been purchasing, the food they would have consumed, the clothes they would have purchased, the cars they would have bought, all of that kind of stuff that went down the drain because we could not stay closed for a year to 18 months to wait
It
for this
is
virus or this vaccine or a cure.
Mhm.
right.
Right.
How do you quantify that? And then you're still losing lives at over 1,000 lives every single day. Again, for somebody that might make $80,000 to $150,000 a year, they're dead now, and that's a lot of money that is now gone. That is $100,000. I'm 100,000, 120,000 people worth of taxes not being paid, and how we quantify that as a losing economy.
It
And
is
it doesn't
crazy
make
because
sense to me is that you don't value life. Value life is not in this day and age. Life is not precious. Life is not indispensable
Mhm.
I have a
because
friend
we
in
operate at
Switzerland.
the fact that we don't care that 1,000 people are dying still a day. That's how
Right.
we
It
operate.
is. It's just a. It's. I think it's. I can't imagine how the leaders of this country have nickel and dimed us all of this time, and this one moment where it really matters beyond just the everyday of life, you could not sacrifice a little bit from this part of the government and a little bit of this. We're all in the house anyway.
But just to
Listen
think,
to the
just to kind of compare it, just to kind of compare it. All right, we took to the streets. I mean, I'm not denouncing anything that George Floyd's representation has brought to the
Right.
forefront,
Mhm.
but that one life. I mean, not discounting everybody else has died by the hands of the police. That one life took us into an uproar because we were
Mhm.
sick of sitting in the damn house
Yep.
for the coronavirus. So it took us in an uproar that we had protests every single day since he died. But
Yep.
you have lost 120,000 people,
Isn't
and
it
no one is
over
angry.
200,000 at this point?
It's 100. It's over 120,000.
I thought
Oh
it was
my
close to
god.
200,000 now.
No, that's the prediction for by September. By the beginning of September, it will be at
Ooh,
200,000.
Jesus. I
And that's just
swear I
in
didn't
this
even know that.
country.
And that's
My
just in
friend
this
who lives in
country. But I'm just saying, we
Switzerland,
still
he was
losing
saying like
lives
they're
every single day. Not to again, not to discount George Floyd, but we're still losing lives every single day, and no one gives a damn.
it's just not. I don't understand the selfishness as for us as residents, and just the like I decided to do like a staycation, and I went to a nice hotel, and I've been in the hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say the first hotel I went to, I turned my ass right back around and left out of there. It was so many young people who were just in the lobby. Nobody had on masks. Everybody was. It was like it was spring break,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
I was like, I'm not going into that hotel. I'm going to the one that people not going to because that's just dumb to me. How can you be that level of selfish? Like it's
Mhm.
outside so appealing. You will buy all that shit to go sit back in the house and wear it. Like
I'm
where are
about to
you
say
going?
something very interesting too. All right, I just opened the phone lines too. So 443-642-9403. You can give us a call if you got a comment and bring up anything that you want to bring up. Um, but I was listening to somebody else say the same thing. We've lost over 120,000 people, but but the way they were saying it was in a negative about George Floyd. But I kind of it was like, you know what? That's a point. You know how many black people have died
Mhm.
at the hand of at the hand of officers, but how many black people have died at the hand of coronavirus? It's way
I think it's
more. It's
more with
way
the
more.
officers. Yes. I think it's more with the officers.
No, it's not though. It's not. It's way more with
Oh,
the
it's not?
coronavirus.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
We die the
Hundreds of
most.
thousands of people.
We die the most.
I was saying the way they were
And we should
killing
be
people like
pissed
popcorn.
about that. Because why? It's not all because we're all unhealthy. We all have diabetes. We all have asthma. We all have heart disease. That's not the case. That's one of the top things that
Right.
kills us, but we all don't suffer from that.
Right, right.
And it wasn't necessarily going to kill us
Exactly.
like that. It's the dumbest thing to me. And I think
I need
most
that
of
explained
us
to
are
me.
in a
What
space where we don't
actual
believe
chromosome inside of the coronavirus is actually the cause of killing black
Of
folks?
killing us, yeah.
There is no damn chromosome.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn chromosome.
I
at
need to know what
all.
molecule, what cell is killing the folk.
No, not
Well,
molecules.
You know
I
what?
think it's us because we are neglecting our senses right now. It's most of us who went out there first.
Mhm.
It's most of us who are denying and have all these conspiracy theories about there not being a such thing as a coronavirus.
Right.
It's us.
It
We are
is
the
us.
dumb.
Yep.
Now,
We
there are a
do
lot of white
have that
people
problem.
around it.
Yeah.
I
True.
actually, and this person was white. I was actually on
Mm.
my favorite app over here, Live Me, and I because I like to engage in conversation with other people because I like experiences.
Are you getting your revenue from that?
I should, right? I should. They should be paying me. Um, but I was in a discussion with a white person who actually lives here, and
Mhm.
but he's that kind of white person.
Mm.
Oh,
That's hood
okay.
related, hood
Mhm.
affiliated,
Right.
and he said something that like he was like, I support the blacks and, and all that kind of stuff, and then he said something about, but I don't know why y'all mad at Trump. Oh, I'm out.
He had to hang up the phone.
And then I was like, wait a minute. I gotta give him a chance to explain. I was like, so why do you think he's a good president? And he had no answer. He was just like, I don't see him doing anything. Okay, so you don't. That's
Course he
because
had
you
no
don't
answer.
follow. You don't follow
But,
then.
right. You riding
So
the
you're
bandwagon,
uninformed.
so
You're
of
one of
course
those.
you had no
You're one of those. You're uninformed.
Yeah.
You're uninformed.
You're just riding the bandwagon, and they say you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna follow this.
So I was
person,
like,
and
so
you're
you
gonna
don't
vote for this
see,
person.
you don't. I said, so you don't see what happened with this coronavirus as being a problem. His response to it. He was like, no. He gave y'all $1,200. I was
What
like,
is
you know, we got
that?
that $1,200 in late April, right? And this
What is
coronavirus was
that?
here in January, right? So you
You
don't
know
think
what I'm
his
saying?
response was wrong? You don't think when we had one case that he should have did something a little bit better than let it in?
Right. I agree.
Like, then shouldn't you have shut the door before it got in?
Yeah.
No, but
because he went
what
and
he
got it and made it and brought it over here. Oh
what
no.
he did was he went to that board meeting with that hydro whatever porter whatever, and decided, well, we gonna use this to counteract it, to be the cure for it. So let them all get sick, and then we gonna present this cure. And
But
they
the
gonna
whole
use that.
time,
But he had no
none of
plan for
this.
any of that in the first place, though. There
That's
was
what
no
I'm
plan
saying.
for a cure. He thought this was just the flu and it would get over it. That's the
He called
problem
it the
with
kung
you not
flu.
being a
No,
doctor
this
and not
he
taking
did
advice
that.
from people.
He
That's
brought
when
that
that
over here
happens.
when he was getting ready to get indicted. So he was like, "All right, listen, let
Yeah,
me set some
that's
shit up
exactly
so
what he
I
was too
can,
busy. He was
yep,
too busy on his
let me
little
set some
parade
stuff
for
up,
not being convicted
yep,
and
let me
impeached.
set some
Yeah.
stuff up that'll throw the heat off of me for real quick." And that's where the coronavirus came in.
And if I was
They put
President
crack in
G,
they put
I'd
crack
have
in
been,
LA.
sending
They
little
put the coronavirus
cables.
in the US.
And if I was President Xi, I would have been sending little cables because he kept saying this is the Chinese virus and all this other kind of stuff. I would have released those notes and waited. Be damned, John Bolton for writing his little stupid ass book late, and would have been and told them that he tried to get me to interfere in your elections, and we could have got this impeachment over with in back in February.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they're all
Yeah.
benefiting from this, so they're not gonna snitch on each other. They all benefiting from it.
But how? Because
Which
they're
is
getting the
sickening
blame
because I don't
for
even
it.
understand how Chi is still G. How you ever say that name? Is still benefiting from this,
Because
and
he's getting the blame for it.
he keep
Where
throwing
do
you
think
under the
that
bus.
medication?
Like I
Where do you
would
think
stop
that?
the soybeans from coming in here tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, where do you
You ain't
think
getting nothing
they're?
else.
Where do you think they're getting all of these supplies from? Where do you think they're getting all of these, like the the mask and the tubes and
Right,
the
but that's
medical
company. I
medication.
get what you're saying, but that's companies affiliated with China that are actually in China, but not the government of China. The government of
But
China
those
ain't
all
giving
those
us
people
nothing.
are connected to those organizations in some shape, fashion, or form. They getting
No,
paid
Nate,
from
that's
them in
not
some
true.
way.
You can,
They are. They've already found the connection to that drug that Trump is pushing. They've
hydrochloroquine came
already
from India.
right, so they've already finding the connections between all of them.
And
All
well,
of them
no,
are.
well, with the hydrochloroquine, they purchased the access, the part that we got it from India.
Hmm.
We did get it from India, but India stopped selling it to us after he said that
Hmm.
you could take it for coronavirus.
Right,
They stopped
right,
doing it
right,
because they
right.
said no, that's not what this is for.
Mm.
And that's on India state television. They are, the reporters on there go ham on Trump every day. It's hilarious. It's
Some of my friends
hilarious.
that live abroad
Because
or
in their
other
accent, and then they keep
countries,
talking, and then they try to act
we
like
are a
they
joke
shading
to
them.
them.
It's funny.
Our
It's
country is
hilarious.
literally a joke to them because they
Yeah.
can't imagine us voting in a person who is this incompetent.
Divisive, ignorant, stupid,
No, just stupid. Just stupid.
a
I don't
fallacy,
even give him that much to give
a
him. He's
farcical
calculated.
nincompoop. I got names for days.
Not a nincompoop.
I hate it.
He say the dumbest
I
things.
hate sharing that I
Like
hate
I had
people, but
to
I hate him. I hate Candace Owens. These people I could do without.
see those people. I don't necessarily understand them, but I understand why they're doing what they're doing. But somebody like Trump, like you can't explain to me how this person still is breathing. And I'm
What
upset
I
with
don't
all the
understand is
thugs
how
in this country.
you can live your life. I mean, I don't live my life by what people live say about me or anything like that, but
Mm.
you can feel it. You still can feel it when
Mhm.
you're the butt of someone's joke every
Mhm.
single night on
Every
live
day.
television or every day, every nighttime talk show.
Every day.
You're the
Yeah.
butt of the joke. Every night for hours upon hours, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Farland, I don't know the rest of them, but all of them,
And then he
every
opens
single
up his
day. And it's
checkbook and
not
he
just
laughs
and then
out
it
loud to
always
laugh.
finds its way into whatever you're watching,
It does.
and you're always the butt of the joke.
It does. It does. Yeah.
So that's 24/7. That's a
Yeah,
piece of politics enters everything that you watch.
but the level of wealth that he's on, he's not even connected to that. That
But
doesn't.
see,
I don't think it raises
that's
him
not
in
true
the
because
same
he
way.
watches TV 24/7. He
So
watches
then
it.
Wow.
he
That's what I'm saying.
And
How does that
even if
not
he
dig
don't, he got
underneath your
somebody
skin?
watching it
Like
that's reporting to him.
he was so defeated when he came back from that rally this weekend.
as he should have been.
As we already knew, as I said last week, no one's
Mhm.
going to be there, and if it is people going to be there, it's going to be the protesters, and that's exactly what it was, a giant protest, and no one wanted to cross the protest, so they
Except
did
for
not
those
enter the
dumbass
building.
black people that was sitting in there.
Right,
Dumbass.
and they got through because they looked like us. That's the only reason why they got through.
Yeah.
They waited
And
till they
then
got it inside, and then it was like, "Make America Great Again."
they were so dumb.
Did you see him?
Money, is that where
Did
the
you see him?
Coon video was filmed
Huh?
at? That's where the Coon video was filmed
Yes,
from
that's
that
where the Coon
scene?
video came from.
Okay.
That's what. That's what I'm
So the
saying.
young
They
lady
walked
that
in
I
there
sent
with
you the
their
video,
purses, like, "Okay, come on, y'all, we can
Mm.
get in here." They're not going. They think we with them. They think we one of the protesters. They got through the door. They was like, "Get your heads out, make America great again."
I just can't believe that Angela Stanton wasn't wearing the mask. Like,
None of them was in there wearing a mask. That's the sad part.
I know I saw that. I saw that. It's insane to me. It is absolutely insane.
I
And
mean,
it
but
defies all logic.
ever since it's opened back up, ain't nobody really wearing a mask like that.
Because
Mm.
they. Mm.
Not, but not
And
where I'm
that's why the
at.
cases are
Everyone
going
has
up.
this
That's why
mask on
I
California
mean,
now.
has
where I'm at,
5,000
everybody wears a
cases.
mask. But when I go into the city, I don't really see too many masks.
No, and they not. They're and I'm downtown right now. When I say most of the people down here are not wearing, and like,
Yeah.
where do you live in the world? Where
Hmm.
you don't know that this is a real. I understand the homeless people, but most of the homeless people are walking. walking around with fucking masks on their face.
Mm.
Like it's
Let's not
just
talk
the
about it.
dumbest thing ever. We just decided we just canceled coronavirus. We just like it ain't gonna be a
Yep.
thing no more.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this, and it's not meant to be funny because it is going to be funny, but it's not meant to be because I go to the rural farms, and that's like my only two places. I go to the market and then the rural farms and back in the house, and then.
Mhm.
But that's where homeless people congregate. They gather out front to extra money and stuff.
Mhm.
And I have never seen a rag so filthy in my life. And but it was a face mask. It wasn't even a rag. It was a face mask. So I was like,
Yeah,
well, if you don't
wait,
have
no,
it, you got sepsis or something because it was dirty. It was. I almost got sick.
Oh!
All right, let's move on because I can't even. Ooh. Mm.
You could have offered them yours.
but long story short, he
She
has on a
cried.
mask.
What
He
happened?
has on a mask.
I wish I did. I would have gave him one though because I do got these Black Lives Matter ones. I don't know what I did with them.
First of all, hold up, because you said, guys on the panel list, I'm going to give y'all a mask. I'm still waiting on
Oh,
mine.
I didn't say that to the panelists. I said I was going to give away masks. You forgot the word away.
Oh well, I'm ready. I'll send my address. I know
I
it's
can't
not the
find them.
exposed
I
cup.
think they're
Thank
upstairs.
you.
But yeah, I got these Black Lives Matter masks. They came in the other day.
I will take one, please. I'm tired of wearing the
Let's do it next
generic
week
one.
when I have them in front of me because I want to show people what they look like and everything.
Okay.
So Bill Cosby won his not won the appeal, so he's still locked up. But he got his appeal was granted in the sex assault case
Good.
today.
Okay.
So it says Bill Cosby today
Okay.
was granted the right to legally fight his 2018 conviction for sexual assault. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania ruled that it will take a closer look at Cosby's legal bid to fight the criminal case's outcome after a jury found him guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. Specifically, the court will look into, and it says a piece of it too. It says the court will look into Cosby's challenging testimony from women who accused him of plying them with quaaludes before sexually assaulting them. Court judges will determine whether the jury should have heard from the woman, many of whom Cosby was accused of abusing more than 15 years ago. Oh, the women, more than one. I don't know.
I
Katie, what
wonder.
point would that matter if he was convicted of the one woman? He was convicted of what he did to the one woman.
But I'm wondering, and I've been hearing a lot of the other comedians that kind of came up around that time, and a lot of them are making, and it's no excuse, but they've been making reference to that was the drug of that time. That was like the Molly,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else is like popular drug right, but that was the Molly of that time, and that's
Yeah.
what you knew what you were taking, you just didn't know the effects that it may have on you. And
Mm-hmm.
some men did use it as a date rape drug.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument that they're making for Cosby was he did not need to, in his highest peak moment, did not need to drug women. They were
Right.
coming back to his hotel room. And that
Right.
was just that was their recreational drug of choice at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And now some of them are having buyer's remorse because he did not make them stars. He did not put them on the Cosby Show or give them their
Mm-hmm.
own XYZ. And
Mm-hmm.
it's making me look at this a little bit different in terms of the one woman who brought him down. Not all the other stories that may have been more valid than hers,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the one woman who was able to finally bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Right.
just weird to me that I don't want to cast any judgment because I ain't been in nobody's courtroom, but that it just
Well, it's
don't
no need.
that's what it don't
For
feel
me,
comfortable.
there's no need to cast any judgment. The 12 jurors did that for you, and then
I
and
mean,
whatever
all
happens
of
with
that
this
was.
appeal happens with the appeal. But he's canceled to me regardless. I don't care
I
to.
mean, but if you really look at it, a lot of celebrities are going through the same thing.
Unfortunately, he's been tarnished to me now.
Mm-hmm.
I, I and that's the
Mm-hmm.
crazy part. I don't really think he has been. if
Mm.
he was to get out to jail tomorrow, he would still live the life that OJ
And
Simpson
he
is
would
living right
still
now.
have females that's trying to get at him.
Right,
Yeah.
but with OJ Simpson's he may be a celebrity, but we still think he did it.
But most of
Yeah.
us don't think he did it. Though. A
Yeah.
lot of us, like, I don't think he did it. I
Um,
think
What do
he knows
you
who did it.
we
what do
don't
you
know
think?
the thing is we don't know if he did it or not, so we are fearful that he might be the one that did it.
He
That's the
ain't coming over
thing.
Mm,
here.
but
And
do
then you
you
don't want to
think
get
that R. Kelly
involved.
did it?
And then most of the black people don't want to
Oh,
get
we know,
involved because look, we're not going to
honey.
be a Nicole Simpson. It's not happening over
Right.
here.
And
He can't
So he
come over
still
my
dates
house.
the
He
white
can't have my
women.
ass wrapped
Yes,
with no
he
and
black
do.
see,
glove
part
playing
of
with no
part of the
vibe.
reason why I'm still on the fence is because I've had two male uncles be accused of rape, and then the person come out and say it did not happen that way. They lied for whatever reason,
Right, but then you get 30
whether
people
it
to
was.
lie. You get 30 people to lie.
Right.
But it's just it's I see it differently because these people are celebrities. And if you get one person who actually it may have happened to, maybe five people who it really actually happened to, all these other people who slept with him, like, well, bitch, I'm gonna get my he only gave me $30. So let me
Who was the even Beverly Johnson? Wasn't it Beverly Johnson?
Yeah, she
she
said
she
that. She said that something went down between them.
she but she said it never went, it didn't work. Like it never happened.
Yeah, Janice
Like she
Dickinson.
felt like she
Like
was
I don't know
going.
any of the
Oh
women so
yeah,
besides Janice Dickinson, but Janice Dickinson, yeah, I'll throw her away because she was a whole bag. But
yeah,
But look at
and a crack.
but we can discredit her because she said that she lied.
yeah,
She in
after
her
the fact
book.
though, that was after the fact. I'm talking about
No, but it
throughout
was
her
in her
career, she
book.
was already a little yeah. So
But in the book that she wrote before that, she said she lied, and then she forgot that she wrote the book and came out and lied and said he did it, and that's how
I
she
didn't
was
see that. I didn't
discredited
hear about her lying until afterwards.
because she hadn't said anything since her book. So her coming out now, once all the other women came out, it
Hmm.
was like, well, didn't you just say back then that's what
That you
y'all
lied.
did? And but
Mm,
Mm.
I
mm.
just wonder. It's hard for me to take a side. It really
But
is.
that's kind of like how it is with R. Kelly. All of a sudden, now these women just started popping out, and he
You
did.
know, he was. They brought up
Well, that
Aaliyah
wasn't a
that they
pop out
saw
though
him
because he
having
was
sex
already
with her.
tried
Yeah,
before. That wasn't really a pop out.
No,
yeah.
I'm
He
saying with
married
all of
her
these
when she was
women.
14. He married her when she was 14, so he already had a thing
Yeah.
going
Right,
on young
and
girls.
that's what
We
Yeah.
knew
he's
that.
and
We
now
knew
he got
that
a
back
charge for
then.
that. You know,
Yeah, we knew that back then. We knew something was wrong with him back then.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We
And
didn't
I don't
never
understand
that one's
why
not
they're the
hard for
forgive him.
me.
only ones that go to
That one
jail though.
particular is not hard for me. That one's not hard for me because
So
we
you think
knew
he did it to
we
all
in the
those
black
women?
community knew about him and Aaliyah all along and was
Yeah,
still
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
rocking
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
and
I'm
still was
talking
rocking
about
our
all
heads
these women that just all of a sudden popped out and
yeah.
said, "Oh, he did this to me."
and was
All the
still but
women.
we were still rocking
And
our
see,
heads. We were still
yeah.
Still
bumping
right.
to
Even
And the
to
a
this
reason
day, still
statutory
rocking my
rapist.
Jackson,
head. Yeah.
yeah,
And now that's my point because I've done stage crew at some of the venues in the town, and you see these women with daughters with other girls coming trying to get backstage. It is crazy what they try to do to get backstage, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen to this person, and I can't judge that, but it just seems really odd to me that people who were groupies are now saying he raped them. Like,
Mm.
Like now
what did you
victims, yeah.
think he was going to do? Did you think he was
Right.
going to marry you or
Hmm.
pull you up?
Why not? It's like
I
Or
mean,
give
why
him
not? But
whatever. But then you got the people that kind of actually really came out on top from like as what's her name, Asriel Clary.
yeah.
yeah,
She came up from it.
mm.
And
yeah.
she defended him, and now she is come out and said he did horrible things to her.
Yep, and now she living her life. But then you still got his girlfriend that's still standing by him. What's his name? Joycelyn. She's still
Jocelyn, yeah,
yeah.
Jocelyn
I think
Savage.
it's Joy. They kept saying Joycelyn. That's what her parents were saying. But
She was
That's the
being so
last
she's
one,
probably
right? She's the
suffering.
last one
yeah,
because the
she's
other
still
one
there.
left and she's writing a book or something.
Yeah, she's still there. She's still there. She's still defending him.
That's the light skin
because
one.
you get your
Yep.
fame
And
in
that's light
whatever way
skin.
you get it.
Yeah.
Like people, because she's staying, people will always want to interview her and want to know why, or want to
Not
know the
really,
real
because she
story.
had that.
And the one that
She
quote
tried to
unquote
set up that
breaks
little
out.
YouTube page and tried to talk to his fans, and like 3 people signed on. She only made like $60.
We trying
Yeah.
to
She
get some of
probably
that money
making
back
money.
from paying them lawyers.
That's what she was trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, R. Kelly is everywhere. I try to avoid listening to his music, but I can't. He's on Rope with me. I
No,
was
'cause
listening to Kirk Franklin. He was in the video with Kirk Franklin. That man is everywhere.
I'm not even going. I'm not going to fake myself out and say I don't enjoy the music because he's written songs. One of my favorite songs, one of the last Whitney Houston songs is the song that he wrote. Like I'm not gonna stop listening to somebody I love because it's attached to somebody who's done something wrong. Now, will I
hmm
buy another ticket to go see R. Kelly? No, but I
Yeah, I
never
won't.
bought a ticket to go see R. Kelly in the first place.
I won't
hmm
look up. I mean, I'm not going to intentionally go look for his music to go listen to it anymore. That's not what I'll do. If it's on the radio, I might, bust a little jig to it.
Yeah,
But
I like his song.
I'm
I
not.
like his
I'm
song.
not
keep it
going
on
to
the,
purposely
you know,
go
I
like
love keep it on
I
the down
still rock.
low.
pop a
I
CD
still
in.
rock to it. You know.
That's why
So
you
I'm
always
not
got
gonna
all
listen
those
to it.
darts and knives in your door because they can hear you listening to it in your house.
first of all, what darts and knives are you talking about? Ain't no darts and knives over here.
You come out your house, it'll be a whole bunch of darts and knives in your door because they heard you in there
Oh
listening to
yeah,
R. Kelly.
oh, I only play him in my privacy when I'm on my way to work. When nobody here. I don't play him in my house because I got neighbors.
Your neighbors leaving you notes like you need to put
I
on
got
ear.
a,
You need to put
I
on
got a,
headphones.
I got a whole African couple that live next door to me. It's a whole African
Or
clan that live
you
next
need
to
to
me.
put on headphones when you
Yes,
listen to that.
you know what I'm saying? They're gonna come out with their goat and everything, ready to fight me.
Oh my
No,
God,
I'm
girl.
good.
But
I'm
I
good.
hate these council culture rules that we have. Like you can't dictate what somebody can do or what they can enjoy based on what they like. Like nobody's agreeing with the allegations that are around him or actually the charges that are around him. But
Mhm.
you can't dictate to other people what they can do or what they can enjoy or how they supposed to feel. Like I this whole cancel culture is just a little off to me. It's like a control thing that I think people have, and they
But
trying to.
But
some
that, I mean,
artists are
I
not
hate
really
that they
canceled.
named it. They gave it a name called cancel culture because that's it's not new. This is what we do as consumers. We are prone to dismiss who we don't like,
Yeah,
and
But
that's what
but
we should be
we
able
don't
to
have to
do.
make it a big deal. Like
I
let's
mean,
get a
I think
hashtag.
sexual assault is a big deal, and that's when you should influx cancel culture. You should be canceled for that.
Yeah,
they
I
did
do
cancel him.
agree.
I know
Yeah,
that's what
They
I'm saying. No,
canceled
I'm
R.
just
Kelly
saying
for a
they
while.
gave it
Yeah.
a name. They now call it cancel culture, but it's not actually. That's not what it was at first. It wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just consumers
I think it was
reacting
because it was
to what you
called
did.
Hush R. Kelly or Mute R. It was called Mute
Mute
R.
R.
Mute
Kelly,
R.
but
Kelly.
that was
Mute
still a
R.
new
Kelly.
thing. But that's not what consumer as a consumer. If you stop
Yeah,
buying this stuff, they're supposed to fade off into the background. Now we call
yeah,
it cancel culture.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's what we gave the name of it to. But that's not. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
not new. That's what we. That's as a consumer what you're supposed to do. If a
but it's
product
not
kills
being
you, or if your
used.
shaving
It's
cream doesn't take off the hair, you stop using the product.
right.
Right,
But I understand when
right.
it's something as serious as a rape or molestation
Hmm.
allegation. But now it's being used just because I don't agree with you. You cancel because I don't agree with you. And if
Mm-hmm.
you get enough people to make noise behind you, you
Right, but those
cancel.
are like. I mean, if it's enough people, those are like-minded people. So again, it's still a form of protest.
It
Mm-hmm.
is, but if you're not gonna really see it through, and then 3 months later you doing the R. Kelly shuffle, like it don't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I don't know how y'all do it because all of that music is stemmed in sexual assault. That's why I
They
can't do it
admitted it
anymore because I hear it
when they
differently
had that
now.
document. When they had his little document thing going
Hmm.
on, they admitted it. If you really listen to the lyrics of R. Kelly,
I
will
know, and
tell you
that's
what
and
he
I
was
can't
saying.
unhear it
Yeah,
anymore. That's
like
why I can't
seems
listen
Like
to it
like
no
bump and
more.
ready.
grind, bump and grind.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
telling you what he was on. Yes.
That's exactly why I
so
can't
y'all
listen to it no
this
more.
and
I
this
hear
is
every lyric differently now. I
Yeah,
hear
because
it.
he's singing to a
me.
child, and it turns me off.
Yeah.
Now.
But it
It
amazes
turns me
me.
off
Y'all
now.
just listening to the lyrics.
No, I
He
always
been
heard
No,
the
no, no,
lyrics,
no,
but I
no.
didn't.
But
I
it just
didn't match it
heightens
with a
now that after
child.
he got yeah, it
Yeah,
I
heightens
did
after
not
he
yeah.
got
match the
That
custody.
the
lyrics with a
kids
child
don't
at
go
that
together.
time. And
But
then
Yeah,
when you think about the
before
era,
all these,
it was a lot of sex and stuff going on in that era. But then you learn that. Then you figure out basically because after Aaliyah, you thought she was the only one, and then you
after the
find out there
sex
was
tape,
multiple, and then there was people locked in the house, and then all of that kind of stuff. I hear
yes,
that
well,
music
all
differently
that stuff
now.
just came out. The sex tape and Aaliyah was
I
like
know,
the
but that's what I
new.
did. I didn't give that gravity because I thought Aaliyah
right,
was the
right,
only one.
right. So until
And
all of
then you
these people started
learn
popping out,
that
then
it's
it's just like,
more,
oh,
and then that his
yes,
whole career was built on that.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
yeah,
built his whole career and
yeah,
wrote to you and told you that he was
and
doing all
told
of
you
this.
what he was
Yeah.
doing.
And then when you
Yes,
recognize that he was telling you, he was actually writing it down in his lyrics that I'm getting ready to go hit this 14-year-old girl up. He
yep,
was
Yeah.
telling you.
Yes.
I
That
don't.
makes me hear, that
Keep it on the down
psychologically makes me
low.
hear it differently.
I don't. What I
Yeah.
don't get is after y'all listen to "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," that should have
But that was
been
coming from the
that
child. That
song.
was coming from Aaliyah.
But he wrote
yeah,
that
I
song
understand, but she was singing it as a
right,
child.
yeah, he did,
to
yeah.
him.
Through
But
him,
then you
yes,
got to
Yeah.
realize too,
exactly. And
also,
now you realize that she was singing the song that he was singing to her. Age ain't nothing but a number,
right.
little girl.
But
Yeah.
Come
you
He
here.
also
used
got to
that. He
realize
used
that back in
her.
the day when all of those
I
when
already
that
thought that.
song came out, it was a lot of other people coming out with AJ numbers on Pretty Ricky. A lot of them came out
And
with
which is
Pretty
why
Ricky
age ain't nothing
time.
but a
You
number
know
was
what I'm
never
saying?
my favorite song. 4-page letter
That's what I'm
was.
saying. Well, I
Yeah.
like that one too.
4-page letter was my
I like that
joint.
one.
Yeah.
I like
I like
all the
One in a
Leah songs.
Million. One in a Million. That's one of my favorites.
I know you was one in a
I like
million
them
of
all.
little girls that he was going to have. That's
Yeah, I sure was. I sure was. I was 14 years old. I was. I was in that age
and I'm
group.
grossed out, and I want to hang up now.
But I just the selective
Oh
anger
my god.
around
Well, it's not
non.
selective anymore. I'm fully in resolve
But
of my
not just
anger.
him. I was just talking about that idea of cancel culture
Oh,
in
right,
general.
yeah, it is
It's like
selective.
selective
But
anger
I
to
think
me.
it's the day and age though where you can't go to their house and protest, or you can do it
Mhm.
virtually now. This is the
Mhm.
new age of protest.
Mhm.
Like we're not going
Right.
outside to march with these people that are going to
Right.
be sick later. I'm not going outside to march. I
Right.
can protest all I want on this
So
Facebook page though.
I do want to say, I want to kind of backtrack a minute where you said that a lot of the celebrities that they canceled or whatever, like T.I. and all them,
Hmm.
but
Oh, I didn't cancel them.
now
That's what
that
they were canceling them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they saying that they was okay. So, but a lot of people are doing now virtual concerts and stuff. Like
Hmm.
Beanie Man and them, they did a reggae concert. So now they're starting to set up for a lot of them to do a virtual concerts. So
Mhm.
what? So now that they're canceled, you're not gonna listen. I'm sure
Oh,
they
They
Boosie
will.
go
was
they
another one
go
of those
sit
people. He
right
was
there
canceled
and
too.
then go to their Twitter or Facebook and say how much they hate them. I can't stand them. But you just watch the whole
But
concert.
I'm gonna say, but you gonna sit there and tune in though the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
I just
Why
used
you
the
tweet?
excuse it was journalistic integrity that I had to watch it. So
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's talk about this Baltimore restaurant that didn't want to serve
Uh-oh.
the black
Uh-oh.
family.
They didn't want to do what?
They didn't want to serve the black family because the son was dressed in athletic wear while the white
Yes,
kid was on the
all
porch
that.
eating in his athletic wear with the same exact shoes on and everything. So it's the Uzo. I actually did never heard of this hotel and it's downtown.
hmm
I mean it's restaurant and it's downtown.
it's new.
The
Well, it's
Uzo
not
Bay.
new.
So so when I was watching the video, because there is a video, I have it. I just don't feel I could play it. Should I play it? I don't feel like it.
Yeah, play it because I want to watch it. Go ahead. Have to be in tune.
Where is my video? Let's see. All right, keep talking. I wasn't. I really wanted to have a conversation show today because I didn't want to have to do a whole lot of moving around and stuff.
It's okay. It's only one video.
Oh,
Supposed
look
to
at
know.
her. She just. Ugh. All right, here it is.
Excuse me.
Oh, I don't know why the sound's not working. So the sound doesn't like me. No sound. Haha.
I'm muted. Did you mute it?
I did not mute it. There's no sound coming out.
Oh my gosh.
I keep hearing something and then it goes away.
Oh, my
All
aunt,
right.
by
Well,
the way,
anyway, the
she
video's
said,
up there, and the manager comes up and approaches the lady who wants to talk to the bigger manager, who says, "I already told them that they can't be
"Oh
served."
yeah, I
And then it
seen that
resulted in
clip."
them saying why, and it was all on video. And then she points the camera over to the son, who is dressed in some shorts and a black shirt with some tennis shoes on. And then she points at the white kid that's in the same restaurant. They are already sitting down eating, and he had on the same kind of outfit, a t-shirt, some shorts, and the same exact tennis shoes though. And the white kid gets to eat, but the black kids don't.
Well, that
So the
sounds awful
company
disheartening.
Atlas is the company that owns this restaurant. Um, they said this should have never happened. The company said in a statement posted on Twitter, "We sincerely apologize to Marcia Grant, her son, and everyone impacted by the painful incident. This difficult situation does not represent who or what Atlas Restaurant Group stands for."
Sure.
Um,
Obviously.
I mean, that's the typical apology.
Right.
Um, but I wonder where, first off, I was like, so you mean to tell me y'all been closed for 3 months and you had the nerve to turn cash away?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
we're thinking about just the pandemic, but we're not realizing how much of this uprise has kind of garnered a lot of white disrespect.
yeah.
No,
And
but
then
I
what's
don't.
happening with Vincent Square House?
I get that. I get what you're saying with that. But again, you mean to tell me you have the ability after this downturn, this climate right now, to turn away customers that are sitting out? First of all, you're sitting outside because that's the only place you can serve. And you mean to tell me you can turn away customers sitting outside and you want them to be dressed to the nines
But you
and
don't
in
know
a
these
shirt and
races,
tie
but
outside sweaty because there's no
these
AC
races
outside?
are popping up everywhere, and
That's
they
what I'm saying.
don't
I don't even
care
know
to.
if this was like what we don't know. Well, it could have been racist. I don't know if it was racist or not. That's not what I'm explaining in the story. All I know is that he was saying the act like, so we know the difference between the white guy, the white boy, and the white child. So that was the racism part that we're standing on. But my thing is that they were all even they were sitting outside. They're not inside dining. So
But
why
see,
would you want somebody
you're
dressed in a
trying
three-piece
to,
suit sitting under the sun in Baltimore by the harbor,
but
sweaty
but
and
but
stinky and smelling like crabs?
but that's the attitude anyway down there. Normal time, you have to understand. Like these people, they really don't care. They don't because they feel like they gonna get their money anyway, and you ain't. They people
But they're
already look
not.
at
That's the
black
thing. That's what I'm
person.
saying. But they're not getting their money. The problem is that all these restaurants, and now you just told me they were new, so they lost three almost 6 months worth of revenue
But
in the span of being
for
new.
well, for example, look at Vince's Crab House. Look at how they're you got to see like the up to date video of them going toe to toe with the people out
Oh no,
there
I've seen that.
protesting.
I've seen that. But there's still the problem with that thing is, not the problem, but the solution that they have come up with in the community is that we're never leaving,
Okay.
and we're not going to stop protesting in front of your
Hmm.
store. I what I'm feeling funny about is that they didn't divide and go in front of this one. They're not protesting in front of this restaurant.
And
Mhm.
this is
Mhm.
what I meant by the selective outrage that
Mm-hmm.
we have, because it really just depends on how much camera time is involved.
Right.
And if that black mother anything like the black mother I had, she probably tore that place up because ain't no way in the world you gonna say because this young man is dressed like this. But like you said,
The
we're
video did
eating
cut off
outside,
after a minute, so I don't know what happened because I'd have pushed all the toothpicks on the floor,
all of them.
Not the
all
toothpicks.
of them.
That whole counter gonna be gone.
I was gonna say the napkins and
I'm not
everything would have went
destructing.
with it.
I'm not going to admit on live, video that I'm going to destroy your property. So I'm going to push all the
I
toothpicks on
said
the floor.
all
Is what
those
I'm going to
tables
do
and chairs
because you
would
will
have been in the
not.
middle of the street.
You're not taking me to
Uh,
court. No, I'm not going with
well,
you.
that's just
I will
That's
tell on you. but I'm not going with you.
Allegedly, all of the
It was
tables
him.
will be in the
It was
middle of the
him.
street.
It was him.
Oh yeah, you do snitch, Nate. Let's just
I'm gonna
get
get
No.
ready
ready.
to snitch on
So
him.
as far as this video is
Allegedly,
concerned, it will be toothpicks
I would throw
everywhere.
all the tables and chairs in the middle of the street. Allegedly, out of control.
It was him.
I would just see. I'm gonna just keep my comments to myself.
And when they ask me what my name is, you know the name that I'm gonna give.
They gonna be like, I've seen you on talk lately.
Yeah, that's my show. My name is
No,
Monny.
it's not. No, it's
Oh, well, I already told you my name is Lupe, so
not.
I'm gonna put a bun on top of my head.
I
That's
can't.
my show.
I can't put this bun on purpose
I'm
today.
gonna have my mask on anyway, so you
Y'all are something else.
the face shield.
So they
You know what
caught
I'm
the
saying?
lady that burned down that Wendy's in Atlanta.
Oh,
Natalie White.
okay.
Natalie White was arrested. I wonder. I want to know what was the motivation to burning down the Wendy's. Was it in solidarity of Rashard, or was it to frame the blacks? Because I don't know who Natalie.
She
I
probably
mean,
didn't get the bacon on her
it's,
burger.
it's like difficult to get past the name is Natalie White.
Or does she have a black penis in her bed at night?
That's what I'm saying. Was it in solidarity to the black community? Did she do it
Her meal was
because
made wrong.
they
Her meal
called
was
the
cold.
police on him? Did she
Her
do
meal
it
was
because
cold.
she was trying to
It was in
frame?
solidarity of that penis that she goes to sleep with every night. That's
Her
what it
meal was cold.
So it says Natalie White has been arrested and is facing charges of first-degree arson in connection with the Wendy's fire that broke out during the protest that followed Rashard Brooks' death. A warrant for her arrest was issued a few days ago. Atlanta Fire and Rescue tweeted then that White has been identified as a suspect in the arson fire that burned down the Wendy's. Brooks,
how they're finding
today was his
like
funeral. Did y'all watch? Today was Rashard Brooks' funeral. Did y'all watch?
No.
I didn't even know it was broadcast.
You said what? I
I
didn't even know it was broadcast, and this is what I do for a living. I caught it on Fox News of all places.
I watched the coverage on the news, but I can't keep watching these funerals. Like
I know that I thought they was going to put it on CNN, but no, CNN did not break coverage for it.
It's crazy because behind this whole thing, he was a lot of people.
One black funeral per season, I
At
guess.
the Wendy's that was watching the whole thing.
And this one had more stars on it, like Smokey Norfolk.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
He performed. Yes. I love him. He performed at the funeral.
I need you now.
I definitely need it.
That was
prayer.
Not to say that George Floyd's funeral was perfectly fine, but I love Smokey Norfolk. I was watching.
Not when he had that one song that went on for 20 hours.
Nope, I'm not doing that. Nope.
He should have had Smokey with "I Need You Now" on there. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I said. I just want to know what I really would like to know what her motivation was. I wonder if they asked her the question like, "Why did you do it? What was your point?"
Yeah, that's a felony. Like you're going to.
It is a felony. It is a felony, and you knew you were on camera.
You're not gonna get that type of time.
The camera was pointed at the whole entire incident with Brooks, so you knew you was on camera.
Mm-hmm. I do agree that she's not going to get that kind of time.
She's not.
She's going to get something, but she's not.
I got her getting life.
I don't
think that long. I think 20 years.
I don't think
depending on her motivation, she might get life. It's a lot of black judges in Atlanta. That's why I say that. And it's a lot of black federal judges in Atlanta. If she's in front of if her motivation was wrong.
With all those black judges, stuff's still going on, like the death that fire was sparked by. So the fact that there's black judges in that city is not going to be any different. They're going to be lenient on her because she set the fire. They're going to be lenient on her because she.
That's what I'm saying, but it depends on the motivation. Was the motive? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, was the motivation to disgrace the efforts that we're going through, or was the motivation to incite white violence?
But at the end of the day, Wendy's is not a black-owned business, so I don't really understand her.
That's what I'm saying. Was she doing it in solidarity to Rashard Brooks or not? Because I heard she used to sleep with him too. So
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
I didn't know that.
Oh, see,
Okay, so yeah, she probably
okay.
did it
That's the
on.
answer right
But
there.
That's what
yeah,
I don't know though, because she could have been
That's
like,
the
you
answer.
know,
nah,
He
I
was.
think
I
she
He,
did it on
just
behalf of
said.
him.
yeah. Yeah.
I think she did it on behalf of him.
Now,
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
said that
They were
Black
sleeping
Business,
together. Yeah. Yeah.
ain't
Yeah,
nobody
you did say that.
understand
That is right there.
I did hear
So
somebody
yeah.
say something about the power of the black dick. That's what I heard.
I don't understand. If the Muslim was,
So we back to big dick energy. I can't.
I have not said nothing. I have nothing to say about that. That man is gone. He's not here no more.
And she's really pissed about it. She brought matches
That
and
was her
everything.
boo.
And she's
That
really
was her
pissed.
boo.
She
You know
brought
what I'm saying?
matches and everything.
That was
and
her boo. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
her father's somewhere right now telling her, I told you stay away from them niggas.
However.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wild. That is wild. I didn't even
That
know
is
that. I gotta look that
crazy.
up.
I did not know that. That was news to me.
I'm
I
not
said I
learning
heard.
nothing
I
else.
didn't confirm. It's
Nobody.
not confirmed. That's what I heard.
You said what?
I did not confirm. I said I heard.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But he
Mhm.
was just getting out of jail, and
Thank
she
you.
does look like a nice pen pal.
That's all I'm
so-
saying. That's all I'm saying.
That man was
There
sad.
is
He
that,
probably had just left
but
her house
but do you
anyway.
get why I formed the question? What was the motivation to
But
burning
in
Yeah,
the
down that
video,
Wendy's?
all the
Motivation was
way,
the motivation, like
in
Kelly
the
Rowland.
and all the
video,
way from Savannah, Georgia, to burn down that damn Wendy's, because
but
What
yeah,
was
but
the
in
motivation?
the video, he said, me and my girl, me and my lady. So she probably was that
Okay, and
lady.
he's
that pen
married. I heard
pal.
he was
That
married too.
we
So
call him
what was
Oh
the
pen pal.
well,
motivation?
well, I don't want
She
to
was a
talk ill of
side
the
hoe.
dead. The man's not
She's
here
not
to
even a
do.
side hoe.
Well,
She's
we're
just a
not talking.
pen
I'm not
pal.
talking derogatory. That would be Candace Owen who brought up his criminal record and all that kind of stuff. As if that
Yeah,
had
that
anything to do with the reason why he got
that
killed.
bitch is bonkers.
That's what she
Not,
does. I don't do that.
not
I'm just
bonkers.
saying. I'm talking about the fire and what was the motivation behind her doing it.
Tina.
Because
we'll
she
find
burned
out.
down.
We'll
She had
find
a
out.
point to burn down that restaurant. Not even a black person went over there to burn down the restaurant, and we would have been the ones that were more up in the uproar
Because it was
over
And
the
it
in the
was
fact that
the
another
same
hood.
black
one.
man was
It was
died.
the same one that he got killed at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah, she did it. She was angry.
Yeah,
She did it in
that's what,
solidarity
there
for
had to
him.
be a motivation there. Like, what's she doing? That's why I said, was she doing it to for that point? The
Because
dick.
that Wendy's is in the hood, by the way.
But it was a lot of people in that video that was mad. It was like, y'all harassed that man for 20 minutes and did you kill him? It was a lot of people that was angry about it. So she
I would have been
probably was one of
angry
the
too
ones
because at that
that was
point I
angry
am
about it.
sober again. You wasted this drunk I had for 20
Oh,
minutes.
Yeah,
So
but
now
it's
I'm not
20
drunk
minutes.
anymore. What are we
And
doing
then you
here?
decided
I
to shoot me.
want to know what the sobriety test did. What was the results?
They didn't even do a sobriety test on him.
Yes, he did. He blew, and then
Oh,
he
did he?
he did the walking test.
I seen the walking
but
test, but I didn't see the sobriety.
That's what I
if
want to
he
know what the
failed
sobriety
it,
test was.
but
Because
if he failed the sobriety test, take him to jail like you do everybody
right, but you
else.
also told him to drive his vehicle and park it. That's one of the no-nos.
You
If
did.
if you're drunk, if you
tell him
find
to move it
somebody's
and park it.
intoxicated, you don't let them drive their vehicle out of the drive-through.
Yep. And then you get him
So
out
does
and you
that mean
grill
he
him for
didn't
20
fail the
minutes.
sobriety test?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the results are of the sobriety test. What was the results of the
But
sobriety
that-
test? He sure did walk straight,
He did.
and
but
he
they
could have
arrest-
fell. My thing
What
is,
did they arrest
why
him
couldn't I
for?
have
They
just
arrested him for
fallen
crime.
asleep? Like I'd have been like, I fell asleep. They
Right,
took.
he
I've
could
been
have
in this
had
drive-through for so
narcolepsy.
long. The line was super long. I've been in this drive-through so long. I fell asleep.
He could have had a sleeping disorder or
something.
narcolepsy.
But he
or-
told him he had one drink. Then he
That's what he
then
said.
He kind of messed up and said he had a beer and a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
then
regardless, that
Right, but
sounds
y'all
like a
having a full-on
thing to me.
conversation.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. So at the end of the day, by the time he got done trying to talk to them, that man was like, okay, listen, damn it. And then he tried to like straighten it out. But then by that time, they were trying to arrest him.
Yeah,
And that's
but
what
you
I
could've
I don't know
been
how
that.
it what popped in his mind to make it go to that extreme, because it seemed like it was very cordial in the beginning.
It was, but then when they tried to arrest him, he was like, hold up, what are you arresting me for? So then he did like, what are you arresting me for? Then
Because you
He ain't want
walked in the
that because
driveway.
well the interesting part is that we did then found out that he was on probation, so it would have been a violation to get arrested, and that's what he was fearing. But the end
But you
result would
gotta
have
suck
been
it
that.
up. Suck
Yeah,
it
the
up
end
and let
result is that
this
he would
shit,
have
let
still
this
been
shit
arrested
happen.
either then or later because they had all this information. So
That would have been
that was the
something
messed
that
up
he would have
part.
probably got another slap on the wrist for, and probably would have had more time
Yeah,
added
they
to his
say down
probation
though
or
in
whatever.
Atlanta that violation thing is serious. I mean, it's serious here too. When you get arrested,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
but
it
trouble.
is.
Yeah.
any decent judge would have said, "Hey, oh, you fell asleep.
No, because
Okay,
that would have been a
so
DUI.
I'm gonna
He
give
would
you
have
some
he would
more
have
time, or you gonna have to go back and do your time."
yeah,
You
because
know,
that would have been a DUI. He would have had to do time, and
right?
that's
Yeah,
what he was
But
trying
because
to
if he
avoid.
failed to
but
fail to
that was
burn,
also that law that cops fault too because he told him to move that
That's what I'm
the
saying.
car.
That was the part that didn't get me. Because why would you still tell me to
mhm.
continue to drive if I'm
Yeah.
such a risk?
But see, but that's why I
Hmm.
said take the L and go to court, and all that could have been brought up in
I
the
actually kind
trial.
of blame the Wendy's because they could have came out and woke him up. Hello, you in the
You just
drive-through,
tapped on a
sir?
window.
But they're not allowed to leave out. They're not allowed to leave out of the from the building.
You have people. I worked at Popeyes, and if somebody was holding up the
No,
line,
no, I'm talking about right
somebody
now in this pandemic. They can't leave out the
Oh, I
building.
see
The
what you're
man
saying.
said
As
it.
food
Yeah,
for
the
food
man said we're
safety, they
not
can't
allowed to
leave
really
out.
leave
Yeah,
out.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
so was
But
he at the
the
window?
people,
The
no, he
people in
was
line
sitting.
could have did it. The people
Yeah,
that was
that's what I'm saying.
behind
The
him.
people in line could have did it because he was sitting in line. The thing was way up here, but he was way back here waiting in this long ass line. It was like
Hmm.
lots of cars in front of him. So the people that was waiting behind him, instead of going around him, they could have stopped and hey, excuse me, I need you to wake up.
Right.
Hey,
Or as
move
you just
along.
said, went around him.
A lot of them went around him. But then he said the cop said I've got a lot of calls of you holding up traffic in the drive-through line. So
Oh, people
apparently a
was
lot of people
pissed. They
called,
was
yeah,
pissed then.
on
That's
him.
why that
Yeah,
was. They was
Wow.
pissed.
Greedy
yeah,
motherfuckers.
yep. A
You
lot
could
of
have
people
just
called
went
on him.
around. Like that's the problem. Like just uh, you could have just went
Yeah. Because if
around.
you watch the video, it's cars going around him. And then
I
he's
have
just
got to get
sitting
this in
there.
here. All right, I'm sorry. I want to change the topic. I have got to get this in here because it kind of did something up here to me. So so police are searching for this woman in San Jose. I think that's New Mexico.
You know,
Yes, in San Jose, New Mexico. This woman appeared to have coughed on a 1-year-old at a store after she accused the child's mother of standing too close to her. So this
Wait,
baby,
so
this
she
child
coughed?
is in the stroller, laying down flat in the stroller. So she
Mhm.
leaned over the stroller and in the child's face.
I would have beat all the piss out of that lady.
Leaned over, pulled the little shade thing back, and then in the
I
child's
would have
face.
beat her right then and there.
Yeah, me
Sorry. I would have put hands on her right then and there.
And they were in yogurt land. Ooh, that sounds tasty.
You're not gonna
maternal
cough on my
I
trash.
instinct.
will never go
Yeah,
to
my
another
maternal
yogurt land as long
instinct
as
is
I
gonna kick
live
in.
because
Yeah.
they're exposed. All those things are exposed to everybody get to do it themselves. No thanks. Now the
I
coronavirus is here.
would
I'm
beat
done.
the crap out of her. I'm just
what
being
was?
honest.
I don't even think that was that funny.
And she was like, the incident happened on June 12th at about 5:30 at Yogurtland, while the unidentified woman believed to be in her 60s was standing in line in front of the mother and child, who was, like I said, was in a stroller.
She still can
The
get it.
San Jose Police Department said in a press release that the suspect was upset the female was not maintaining proper social distancing. So the suspect removed her face mask, got close to the baby's face, and coughed two to three times. She then left the store. The incident was caught on video. I do have the
You
video.
let her leave
And
the store. Who was the burn?
I think she was appalled. She had
I
I
would have
would have
she
been
been
had her cup.
appalled while I
She
was
was getting her
witnessing
all
that.
the
yogurt.
crap
She
out
was
of
getting
that
her
lady. I'm
yogurt,
trying to
and
tell
then that
you.
happened. So she was like appalled, and the lady just left out the store. Here. Let's just look.
I would have beat all crap out that lady. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
let her
well,
leave out the store.
she
Mm-mm.
wouldn't
That's
have
what I'm
gotten
saying.
away.
Like, no, you
She would not have
no,
gotten away.
not
What in
with
the
this
hell is
one.
wrong with you, Miss
She
Not
must
with
have
Karen?
been
this one.
like, I ain't gonna be racist, but she couldn't have been a black mother.
No, I think they were two white women, but I don't know
It's
how.
That's
It's like,
why
oh,
she got
what in the
away
hell
with
is
it.
wrong with you, Miss Karen?
That's why she got away with it.
Clearly, yes.
There
That
she
was
go.
another Karen.
She walked in
I
the
am
store.
appalled. Why would you do that? Miss, come back here. Where are you going?
So the lady, she walked in the door, and here's the lady coming up behind her with the stroller. I guess she was waiting in line. Like she's pretty
I don't
social
even
distance to
care
me.
about 60 years old. I would beat the living
And then she
crap out
goes
of her.
to proceed to
She would look
get
like
her
what she
ice
been through.
cream. She went and got the yogurt. And then she came back, like she went and got her yogurt. She came back and acted like she and coughed over top of the baby and then left.
No.
Oh,
And now the police
what?
are on the lookout for her.
They will be
Did she
trying to get
even
that
pay for
cup
her stuff?
over.
Did she even pay for her stuff?
Yeah, you pay first and then you go fill up your cup
Oh,
with
Oh,
your
that's
desired
fucking
yogurt.
dirty.
ooh, Monny.
It's like
I would.
it's like a urinal. And
It made me hot.
it's
It
like
made
a
me so
urinal
cool.
and then with all the different, types of yogurt that you can get. You ain't never seen one of
I
them
know.
yogurt places.
I went to Sweet Frog before, so I know how that kind of is. But
I don't know what her ass would have been beat. I'm telling you.
you know what I'm saying?
It would have been yogurt
Right then and there.
everywhere. It'd have been yogurt
then and there.
everywhere. It'd have
He
been
was
yogurt.
trying to stay
It would have
professional
been.
so long, but it just
Because all she had to do was say, "Excuse me,
Right
you
on.
kind of close." And I definitely would have backed up with my stroller because I don't want to be just as much as you don't want to be close to me, bitch. I don't want to be close to you. We're
Yeah,
fine.
you paying
That
that
is
in,
okay.
I
That is
scooch
the
my child
okay
behind me.
conversation. That is. I don't understand why people get upset with that because that is the okay conversation to have with me. If I'm too close, you just let me know, bitch. I'm out. I'm out. Matter of fact, I don't even want no yogurt no more because I got too close to you. Now I need to go get a test.
well, why are you coughing the baby face though?
Right, like,
Yo.
like,
why
what are you
not
doing?
coughing
The
woman?
baby's gonna survive, bitch. If you got it, good night. You get ready to go away anyway.
Oh my God! Listen, my maternal instincts popped in. I scoots my babies behind me, so I beg you. No. You're not. Ooh.
So,
But the lady, she was like trying to.
Corona shoes getting ready to open back up. I mean, horseshoes getting ready to open back up.
No, thank you. I'm busy.
They open
Not
up Sunday
open.
morning too, just in time for church. Getting in, get your
Oh,
praise
and
on.
it's about to be on. It's gonna be so many lines of people
They
out
open up
there.
8 a.m. service at the Horseshoe Casino. It's at 8 a.m.
I will be in my bed, sleep.
So if you're ready to get your get your
A
church
part of me
on,
is fearful or worried about the economy, but the other part of me knows that we live in the richest country in the world and we're gonna be okay. I
right?
don't get how we don't know how to treat this. We really don't know how to really combat it. We don't know anything at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and we are dying. I mean, dying
Mm.
Yeah.
to be out and about. And I trust and believe I understand it because I literally at 10 o'clock on Friday said I got to get the fuck out of here. I literally
Look.
said that.
I am
And I left
supposed to
out my house
be
specific.
at this moment right now.
Hmm.
I'm not supposed to be doing no radio show right at this moment. Don't get me started. I'm supposed to be on the beach right at this goddamn moment.
You're on the moon. So
This
you're
is my
fine.
week. I'm supposed to be in the Dominican right now. Right
No.
now.
But you with us. Yay!
Oh, I hate y'all.
Girl, he hates you too.
So all you had to do is all you had to do. And honestly, I'm doing the same thing since Friday in this hotel that I was doing in my fucking home because I just refuse. I refuse to be out there with crazy people. But I just needed a different scenery that didn't look like. I didn't even want to go to my mother's house.
My coworker asked me that today. She was like, "Are you going to be taking off anytime in the next couple of weeks?" I was like,
No.
"For
He
what?
hates everybody.
Where am I going? For what? Why am I taking off? Where am I going? Where am I going? What am I doing? Why? Where am I going?" I had a whole bunch of questions for her. Why did you ask me that? Why would you do? If I could take my laptop with me and continue to work and get paid. Why would I go anywhere? I'm not going to take off. What are you talking about? I'm off every damn day, except for I just got to shuffle these papers around. Like, why would I take off?
Down. Oh.
Like, why would I take off? What are you talking about? Off? I'm off. I'm home. Where am I going?
I just think people need to just sit the hell down
I
and
do
just
that.
wait
I do
it
that every
out.
single night, and I watch TV to 5 a.m. and
Well,
then I go
I
to
wish I
bed.
could. Lucky
That's
y'all.
why they can justify not putting more resources into this, like extended unemployment or helping people financially recover. That's why they halted all of this in the next month because people out and about. Like I'm downtown. What the hell are you going to the Galleria for?
Mm.
Where you going? I saw a bunch of children just coming out of there with boxes of like bags of Foot Locker bags. Where are you going? Like where? That stimulus, that unemployment check was burning that pocket, wasn't it? You just couldn't just let it sit there.
I know a lot of people
I
that are
wish
super
I can
duper happy right now
fulfill.
because a lot of people that get they filed for the unemployment, but they got that big check where they was still waiting to be get their processing come through, and then they got that big check, that lump sum.
Mm.
They felt like a social security recipient.
But
Yes.
my gripe,
Yes. That's some good money right there.
but see, my gripe was there are people who are essential employees that are complaining now about unemployment recipients like they complain about the social service recipients,
Right,
as
like
if these
that's
people didn't have a job before.
yeah. I just was reading somewhere else like 12,000 people are going to get their unemployment taken away from them because they refuse to go back to work.
I heard about that. I read
That's
about that.
that's sickening to
And
me.
all they need to do is go to a doctor's office,
And say they got it. What?
just no, and say that they're afraid
I don't want to talk about it.
to go away. They're afraid to get the virus.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
if I
hell, I need to be going and telling them I can't work. I need to work from home. Then
go to a therapist, I'm telling you.
It
I
works.
work in a therapy place. They ain't gonna let me see nobody.
Mm.
But you better get your acting shoes
I
on.
love where I work at because we have no intentions of going back to work until there's a cure. That's
But
already been the
that's
standard
your
set.
job created an environment where you could still get
Oh, I
paid.
created
A
that
lot of
environment.
the jobs did not. They just closed down.
Yeah.
And they still got the benefits from the government. They still
Not my selfish ass company.
Mm-mm. I can.
They
a lot
still
of them
God.
making
didn't
our
do it.
asses come in.
And it's like I can't. Just on the basis of Be Exposed Radio, I cannot, and I refuse to have that on my conscience, knowing
But
that the environment is not safe. The environment is not safe.
but
And
you
not
are
just the
Right.
you're
ecosystem. I'm talking
taking
about the
care of
environment
how
of
you
you
want to be
coughing
treated.
one time in my presence and not knowing that you have the virus.
Right.
Is a possibility I will not put myself or anybody in my employ in that position. That's
Right.
just
A lot of
not
people not
happening.
thinking like that. A lot of people don't care
They don't
think
care.
like that.
But that's what I was getting at in the beginning of the show. What no one cares about all the people that have died. It doesn't make
Nope.
sense that we don't have like a national memorial for all these people that have died. Like there
Mm.
And
should
a
be a
lot of them,
memorial for these people. I don't know. Like somebody should be planning something that at the end of this that we have to bless these people's names that took this hit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know that in North
We keep
Carolina,
calling. I mean, because
it's
that's
a
all they keep saying
school,
is that this is a war. We're at war
right?
with this virus. But
But see,
who's going to be memorialized in the end of this? Who's going
I
to be
know a place
memorialized at
that
the end of this?
in North Carolina that they do give, like, whoever passed away, they will have everybody come to like the little area, and they would do a walk around and concert for them. They would walk around, they would light the little bags up with the little candles in it, and they had the name on the people's. But so they did give whoever came out got a chance to memorialize
Mm-hmm.
whoever passed away. So
And,
I do know
I felt kind
some
of
places
weird
that do
too
that.
about people being angry over the fact that they had a funeral. They were able to have a funeral for Floyd and for now apparently Brooks. But I get it. I get why you would be angry because you were denied your funeral. You were denied to have your family
Right.
member's funeral for the coronavirus.
Mhm.
Right.
but it
Right.
really wasn't as much of a denial as
And
they
he
don't know
had,
what to
but I
do with
say
those
that because he
bodies.
had coronavirus, Floyd.
Yeah, he
You see what I
did.
mean?
Did
Yeah,
they?
but
They?
that wasn't what
They?
killed him.
And no, it
But
wasn't. But
but
he had it, so he was still a body that was buried into a cemetery.
Hmm.
That
but
was
did they
not supposed to be happening.
say?
See what I'm
Yeah,
getting
but
at?
I mean,
a lot
but
of people look at the bigger picture that he was killed by the police and
But
not
my
the
point is
coronavirus.
that he
But I
had
get
it.
what you're saying.
He had it and was
Yeah,
buried
he
at
did have
a
it.
cemetery. He was
Right.
buried
don't-
at a cemetery.
But see, we don't know. We don't know if he was really in that casket though, because
It
that
was.
could have been
Oh, you
just a
mean that they could
memorial
have took
ceremony.
took him out behind the scene? Oh, I'm not gonna play that kind of game. He was in that. He
No,
was
I
in that
mean people.
casket.
They did that to Michael Jackson body. Michael Jackson body was not in that casket at the funeral.
Oh, but he
At
was.
that
They had the
big
casket open at the beginning of the funeral.
not for Michael Jackson.
No, for Floyd is what I'm talking about.
Oh well, I don't know, but I
They
don't.
closed the casket as the funeral started, as
So
the final
they
viewing.
actually put his body in the
Yeah, he
casket.
was in there. They had the viewing the night before too.
Somebody took a picture of him in
Mhm.
that casket, and I have it on my page.
Hmm.
I haven't seen it.
People like
Yeah, he was
I
there.
want
Yeah,
to
the
see it.
viewing. The viewing was the day before the funeral, and then the final viewing was that morning for the family, and they closed the casket as the family was sitting down.
But did they really confirm that he had coronavirus?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had it in
It
April.
was confirmed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which they said is the symptoms that he had from the coronavirus is what led to him dying because he
Yeah,
had,
he could not be able to breathe.
Yeah.
'Cause it just, yeah.
but it wasn't the cause of his death. The cause of his death was the
Homicide.
compression to his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Because he probably wasn't sick. He just probably had the
Yeah, he still
coronavirus.
had the affliction in his system from the coronavirus. He was kind of frail and thin, like he was sick.
Yeah. He did look sickly.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's what I was getting at. Like,
But hopefully
how
the
are we going
officers got the
to
coronavirus
what can we do to I'm not saying us as people, but this government. It's not going to happen with this president. I don't think it ever
Right.
will. That these
Right,
people
no.
will be memorialized because he doesn't even give a fuck about them. Period.
He not even he denying that it's not even a problem.
Right, and it's like so. But you are up to 120,000. That's what 1,500 over 1,500% of the people that died in 9/11.
Yeah.
It's now.
Yeah.
It already beat the Civil War, the death rate in the Civil War. It's beat H1N1 deaths. It's beat every record. So this has to be memorialized somehow without it just being a footnote in history.
Right.
Right. I agree with you.
Especially
This
being
is
as
the
though a
worst
lot of
virus, since the Spanish flu that has hit the U.S.
Especially being as though a lot of the people were not granted like a official memorial service.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot
what I
of them
mean.
had
It needs to be a mass memorial service, maybe a national thing, possibly a holiday. I hate to say, but these need. I mean, not, but like Memorial Day, that was about the veterans that died. This needs to be memorialized.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at. Not that it needs to be a national like Coronavirus Day. Not that, but a memorial for the people that we've lost due to this virus.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of people, doctors and all kinds. I mean, not just, trying to put them on a pedestal, but doctors and nurses, bus drivers. We lost a lot of people that are going to be, that we don't even know. And I think we should know because they took this hit for us and their bodies have become the testing ground, really.
Yeah.
To try to save the remaining people that are here.
Yeah. I personally lost a few relatives and family members from it, and it's now at a space of just people not knowing what to do next. Like it's not, in terms of mourning, it's not a normal mourning because if the family couldn't get out to the funeral, or we couldn't have some type of semblance of a memorial celebration, people are still mourning months later, or weeks later. Like it's not, people are still living in it. And that closure hasn't happened that a funeral often helps people with. But
right,
I've been to 2 virtual funerals and it bothered me. It was weird.
Hey,
Connie, weird. It was just weird.
Yeah, I just don't understand. We have to be able to do something. Not, and again, I'm not saying we have to be able to do something, but it has to be done. Where because this can't go undone. We can't. It is a kick in the teeth to the people that couldn't have funerals. That we got televised funerals happening. and they
Mhm.
Yeah,
lost their
I
Mhm.
understand where
families.
you're coming
It
from.
is.
I would feel that kind of way too.
Mm-hmm.
Who is my loved one? Because a life is a life.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
even
we
people
were
who
doing
did
this
not
because
die from it,
we got these funerals on TV because they're in a martyr stance
yeah. Well, not a
because
more of a yeah.
but they can't supersede, the history of them can't supersede the history of the ones that gone before them.
Yeah.
And that's the failings I think we're not seeing publicly. And I was surprised when I heard it because I was always thinking it like, damn, they can't hear their funerals, but they're doing these ones on television.
But even the
And
people who did not die from it, their funerals aren't normal.
right.
It's still restricted as to how many
Right,
people could come.
Mm-hmm.
And even the
right.
places that are allowing more people over the number to actually take part in it, it's still not the same because you can't have the same semblance of the funeral. They won't even let you,
Same
right?
lines
They
of
won't even
discussion.
let you gather at the final resting plot.
Nope.
Same
They
lines of
won't let you.
discussion though. Um, I wanted to bring this up too because um, I just read a report where people are being billed from that. See, I didn't know people were going to start getting billed for this stuff. I didn't know when you're in a pandemic
Yeah.
that you charge the people for
Oh
being
yeah.
sick. I
And you
don't
know,
get
hospitals,
that.
you remember hospitals used to wait 3 months to bill you?
I
Hell
remember that.
no.
I do remember that. But
You get that shit now
I'm
the
thinking
following week.
in a pandemic that, this is beyond our control. Even though the
Mhm.
flu is beyond our control, pneumonia is beyond our control, but this is something special that's beyond our
Mhm.
control that's hit around the world. This is hit around the
Mhm.
world. You mean to tell me that the government is not going to pick up the coverage of this? That's what that's what I don't get. I don't get that. The lady in Seattle, Washington got hit with $1 million medical bill.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
There's
she
a
was in
man
there
getting ready to
for a
get
few
out of the
weeks.
hospital that was in the hospital for 42 days, 7 of which was
Yeah.
on a ventilator. What the hell? His hospital bill is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
$1 million
Her
though.
Yeah.
hospital bill. And
And
she
if
was
you
like,
don't have
well,
any
I
type
know
of
they're going to forgive
insurance,
me for
you really stuck.
75%, but they sent you the bill first for the shock value to see that they sent you a bill of $1 million. So you got shocked
Soon
with
as
that. So they're going to take 75% off and send you a 300,000. Like that's even better. A $300,000 medical bill. And then it was like, oh, my insurance company will take care of some of that. So you're still going to get hit with maybe $20,000 to $50,000 medical bill. That's
Right.
still too much.
It
Why are we
is.
still having
It's
this
way too much.
discussion about free healthcare today?
it's repulsive because now once you get out of the hospital, that following week or the end of that week, you're getting the bill. It's not a 3 month process no more
I
when they
think
send you
everybody
the
that gets
bill.
out of the hospital and gets those medical bills, you automatically should change your position from Republican to Democrat. It doesn't make sense.
Or mail that shit to
It does
1200
not make sense. And I
Pennsylvania
don't
Avenue.
even, talk about politics like that. Like you should be a Democrat. Da, 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 da. But the Democrats want you to have health care.
Yeah. But
Period.
I
And
think
if
this
you
is going to
ever
be a
come home
determining
and
factor.
you work a hard day of work, an 8 hour, 12 hour, 14 hour shift, and you open your mailbox after having the coronavirus, and you come open your mailbox and it's got $1 million bill in it,
And that's people
you
who
might as well
have
change
some
my name to
coverage are
Natalie
still
White.
getting a bill.
You might as well
Some of
change
them
my
are
name to
still
Natalie
getting.
White because that
You gonna
motherfucker
burn the
hospital,
hospital down,
that
right?
hospital's going down.
I know that's right. You give me $1 million bill.
It's for probably bankrupt the hospitals because a lot of them are going to be charging, and it's not they. Where's that money coming from?
So what?
I'm not saying that the hospital doesn't deserve to recoup those funds,
That's
but
when
like you
if
said,
you're in the
Mhm.
hospital
The
right
show.
now, you need to find
the
every
government and these insurance
person's
companies
name,
need
get
And
to
every
get
everybody.
it
person's
together.
name.
Hello. What's going on?
We're gonna need you to get it together when it's not there.
But no, you should get every patient's name, and y'all should come together and not pay those bills.
But
Right.
the
I
one,
agree.
but the
I will
problem
bankrupt
is
this
the people
hospital
who.
before I pay anything. I will
But see, the
bankrupt this
problem,
hospital.
I think the biggest problem is the people who did not have insurance. that is the bulk of this where this problem's gonna
Yeah,
come from.
it is, but it's a lot of it. I mean, the hospital is trying to forgive because they know people can't afford $1 million bills. But
But they go
again, they sent that
bankrupt.
out as shock value. Now you shocked that you see this daggone $1 million bill, and they're gonna talk about you gonna forgive me. Why you didn't send me the bill with the forgiveness on it first?
No,
Why you even send me the bill in the beginning if you was gonna forgive it?
But they
they're
only
not gonna
forgave the
forgive all
75, like
those bills.
75% of the bill. Like,
Oh.
but why send me the shock
But
value
then,
of $1 million?
yeah, that's what
Send
I'm
me the
saying. You should
forgiveness
just,
bill.
But still,
yes,
75% of
Mhm.
$1 million. That's still good. I'm
that's
finished.
still steep.
No, that's what I said. That's still 300,000. Then she was like, "Oh, and my insurance will take care of some of it." I said, she was like, "So it'd be probably like 95,000 only."
But she
You got a
saying it
whole
like
new
you got it
student
like that.
loan
So
on
you
your
got
back
it
and
like that.
shit. Like you got a
You
whole new
got.
student loan on your back.
That means she has no intentions on ever paying that bill
Oh
back.
no, Corona should
She
have took
not.
me out. Corona should have
She
went on
not.
ahead and taken me out. Can I come back in the hospital? Can you just
That's
get?
She
the
is
Can
I think
not.
is that what's that Experian? That's the one where
yeah,
your
for your
medical
medical
bills
bills
go
go
away.
away.
Oh
Put that shit
no.
on Experian
Oh
and
no,
call it a
How
day.
you go? But that's what I'm saying. How you gonna come out of coronavirus with a whole slew of bad debt
On
that's
top
what
of
I'm saying.
probably
on
I thought they was
something that
taking care of
on
that.
something that the majority of people blame Donald J. Trump for?
Not your middle name.
and chances are, if you don't have insurance, you are not an essential employee, possibly, and you
Mhm.
probably did not keep your job during this quarantine.
Right.
So
But
you
okay,
got
so
all your household bills and now this hospital.
my question to you guys is: did y'all hear about the lady in Texas who caught the corona twice?
No.
She caught it twice, so I want to know what's her bill from her medical bill.
That's a good point because so far they have been saying that you can't catch it a second time. So now you
No, she
can.
caught it twice.
Once you get
I
the
seen the proof. I'll
asymptom,
send you
you
the
Or
once you
article.
was she
become
hospitalized
asymptomatic.
both times though?
I'll send you the article.
Yeah,
But she caught
please.
it
I want to
twice.
see that because that's
But
that's
was she
that's something that needs to be
hospitalized?
reported.
Yeah,
She was hospitalized twice
I think she was. Yeah,
and survived.
she was smiling in the photo.
Oh, she survived. There she is.
And see, she one
I
of them
mean,
ones out there that's probably not wearing a damn mask.
so
In case
I'm trying to
somebody
figure
actually
out
died.
what's her bill.
Because she thought she was immune. She was out there with no mask on. And she's out there with no
She
mask
had
on. She thought
to.
she was immune
She
and she still caught it
she
again.
Right.
yep.
Either she caught
She
it
had
again or
to.
it was just dormant in her system and it never went away.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's a virus.
Probably yeah.
Yeah, it's a virus. This they
Or
do.
somebody
Mm-hmm.
probably brought it back home that was out there doing.
Because she
I
can.
just think
That's the thing
I just
about it,
think
though. You can't be. You're not cured, even when you had and when
Right.
you
You're
had
not.
it and
You're not.
you
Right.
recovered, but you're
You're
not
not.
cured.
You're
You
not.
still got
Right.
that virus in your system. It's just like AIDS. It's not going anywhere. You might got
Right.
low T cells, but it's still there.
Right.
It's still
Right.
there.
And it can be
You might
sexually
be
transmitted, right?
undetectable. You see that's what it is. She became undetectable.
Mm.
Your test came back negative because you were undetectable. That virus is still there. It's at the front base of your toe. It's still
Mm.
there, nigga. I seen it.
Mm.
I'm flatline.
Mm. Mm.
And on that note, it's 9:01, and I thank you guys
thank
for
you, Lord.
watching.
It's God. You was always a ram in the bush. Thank you, Lord. Oh
Oh
God,
my
because He about to send
god.
all of us to hell.
Oh, Nate Kauser, the host of the Artist Exchange, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. We got Naya, Nasir, and we got
Hey.
Lindsay Marie on the phone. They have a show called what is it? The
The
Element.
El
El
Marie
Marie
element.
Element
It's coming
featuring
soon.
Nana
We
Sierra.
still don't know what platform they're going to, but anyway.
Hey, Monty.
Just tune in.
Anyway, this is BigSmokesRadio.com. No one called again, so I'm not going to put this phone number up anymore. How you
Next up,
doing?
the
You
next show
asked
up.
for it. Oh, the next show tomorrow at 5 p.m. is Living a Rich Life every Wednesday. And thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Oh, that's 4th of July week too. Yeah.
Oh, my stomach. Oh, I cannot drink that no more.